Hello from Tennessee. So, if you've been in this hobby any amount of time, you have most likely heard of Seiko and owned some Seikos. And I am no exception to that. And I kind of wanted just to ramble a little bit about this and just talk about some of my thoughts about Seiko and how those have evolved over the roughly 5 years of collecting. First off, I have owned several Seikos, including these three right here. These are the ones I currently own. And then I have owned 11 other ones, which I'll go through really quickly. I owned a Monster, the SRPB D27, I think, black with black bezel Monster. I owned a Presage SPB 111J, which is the green enamel dial. The Seiko 5 SSK005, which was the orange GMT. I've owned an Alpinist, the SPB 119J, which has a cream dial. I had a vintage golden tuna, which is a really cool watch. I had a tuna quartz, kind of same configuration as, or same color scheme as the golden tuna, but much less expensive, which was the SPB 239J. I had an MM200 reduced, which was the SPB 207J, which is the green dial. I've had a King Turtle Manta Ray, which was a blue dial. One of my biggest watch regrets was getting rid of this one, which was my Jade Monster, the SC005. And then I also had one of the first Seikos I bought was a solar chronograph, kind of one that you don't see very often, which was a SSC 279. And I have flipped all those watches. And right now, what you see in front of you is what I have, 4 Seikos. The first one here is my SKX 007 that my buddy Larry C breathed life back into for me. A fairly recent pickup this year is the GMT, Seiko GMT, which this is the SPB 383. Great watch, kind of has that MM200 case. And then I finally got my hands on a Willard, and I'm really happy with this one. This is the SPB 237. I think the GMT, I may have misspoke, is the SPB 383. I can't remember if I said that correctly. These model numbers are difficult. I'm reading off notes right now, so I apologize if I messed any of that up. And so I'm real happy with my current Seiko configuration. I got down as low at one point as for a long time, this was the only Seiko that I had in my collection, and I've been wanting to add some. But a lot of times, honestly, it's kind of like analysis paralysis with Seiko, because they do so many darn iterations of models and bringing stuff back and color schemes. It can be a little overwhelming, just the number of SKUs that they have to kind of choose. And even as I look at what I currently have here, I really dig all these watches a lot. This one's definitely not going anywhere. I mean, this is restored back to life. That one is just, it was the first automatic watch I've ever bought, so that one's sticking around. These two, I'm not 100% sure about. I think there's a good chance that the Willard will stick around a while. My mind's already moving towards maybe this needs to go for something else. But for right now, everything's sticking around. But as you can see, these are kind of like very conservative color schemes. And I'm really thinking like I need to add something that has some color in the Seiko lineup. So there's definitely options on that side. Maybe I'll just add another one, or maybe I'll flip out of one of these. I'm not really sure yet. But I do think in terms of me and Seiko, I'm starting to realize that, and I know this might come under some criticism, but I'm digging the MSRPs. If the MSRP is probably, you know, 1,100 to 1,500 on them, those are the ones that I'm kind of gravitating towards right now. I think the Seiko 5s are awesome. But I think by virtue of having this SKX, I don't know if I'll go for a Seiko 5. A lot of them have caught my attention, but I do believe that they would be short term. So if I could get a good deal on one I liked, I might keep it for a while, wear it for a while, and then probably ended up flipping it. But I'm really trying to not flip as much. I'm getting better, I hope. So we'll see how that goes, but that's a whole other vid. So that's it. Just kind of a little bit on the Seiko journey. And I think I can unequivocally say that Seiko is really my favorite brand. Just by the sheer volume. I mean, I've owned 14 of them. I can't say that about any other brand. Like it dwarfs any other brand, probably with the exception of Casio. I'd have to go through and count all the Casios I've owned, but I would dare say that I've probably owned at least the same amount, if not more, Casios, but I'd have to go through and kind of just analyze that a little bit too as well. So that's it. Like I said, just a little bit of a ramble. Be interesting to see what you all think about Seiko too as well. And if you like this content, please, like and subscribe, interact. I really appreciate it. I read all the comments, and I actually try to comment back sometimes too. Just keep it positive, and we'll be good. And that's it. So, as always, stay positive, make friends, enjoy the journey. Take care, everybody.